What happens when a car is so fast even racing officials want it gone? Back in the golden age of drag racing, Detroit built a handful of brutal machines designed for one thing: dominating the quarter mile at any cost. Some lasted only a single season before crashes, rule changes, corporate panic, or pure fear wiped them out. A few were forgotten in barns for decades. Others are worth millions today. These are the rarest vintage drag cars that burned bright, shocked America, and disappeared almost overnight. 1968 Hemi Dart LO 23. The Hemi Dart LO 23 wasn't really a car you drove. It was more like a barely controlled explosion with license plates. In 1968, Dodge stuffed a massive 426 Hemi into a lightweight dart body, stripped out almost everything unnecessary, and unleashed around 80 of these monsters onto American drag strips. The doors were thin, the interior was gutted, and the car even came with a warning that it wasn't meant for regular street driving. Some dealers reportedly told buyers not to drive it in the rain because the thing was so unpredictable. And honestly, they weren't exaggerating. At the strip, though, this thing was terrifyingly quick. Racers said the front end felt like it wanted to lift straight into the sky every time the light turned green. But the LO 23's dominance didn't last long. Rule changes and rising insurance pressure quickly pushed cars like this out of the spotlight. Today, surviving examples sell for insane money at auction. 1963 Pontiac Swiss Cheese Catalina. Most people looking at the Pontiac Swiss Cheese Catalina had no idea they were staring at one of the sneakiest factory race cars ever built. Pontiac engineers were obsessed with cutting weight, so they literally drilled holes through parts of the frame and chassis to make the car lighter. That's where the insane nickname came from. Only around 14 were ever built, and even mechanics at dealerships reportedly thought the cars looked unfinished when they first arrived. But once these things hit the drag strip, nobody was laughing anymore. The Catalina launched hard, moved fast, and embarrassed cars with way bigger reputations. The problem was GM had officially banned factory racing at the time, so projects like this suddenly became political headaches inside the company. Pontiac's underground drag racing experiment disappeared almost as quickly as it arrived. Today, surviving Swiss cheese Catalinas are considered some of the rarest and most mysterious pieces of vintage drag racing history. 8. 1964 Dodge 330 Lightweight. The 1964 Dodge 330 Lightweight looked plain enough to disappear in a grocery store parking lot. But under the hood, this thing was pure factory-built violence. Dodge created it during the peak of Detroit's horsepower war, when automakers were desperate to humiliate each other on drag strips across America. To make the car brutally fast, engineers used lightweight body panels, stripped down interiors, and stuffed in a massive high-compression engine that turned the little sedan into a rocket. Only around 50 were built, and every single one felt like it was trying to break free from the pavement. Drivers said the car was unpredictable, loud, and borderline terrifying at high speeds. One racer compared driving it to holding onto a bomb after the fuse was lit, and that danger only added to its legend. But factory drag programs were getting expensive, controversial, and harder to justify. Within a short time, cars like the 330 Lightweight started disappearing from the spotlight, leaving behind rumors, burnout smoke, and a handful of surviving monsters collectors would later fight over. 7. Bill Maverick Golden's Little Red Wagon. The first time Bill Maverick Golden launched the Little Red Wagon down the strip, the crowd completely lost its mind. This wasn't a sleek muscle car or a polished race machine. It was a Dodge pickup truck that suddenly lifted its front wheels straight into the air and kept going like something out of a fever dream. In the mid-1960s, wheel-standing exhibition vehicles barely existed, and nobody had seen anything this wild before. What made the Little Red Wagon unforgettable wasn't just the stunt. It was how dangerous it looked. Fans genuinely thought the truck might flip over at any second. Every launch felt like controlled chaos, and that tension made people unable to look away. Within one season, the truck became one of drag racing's biggest attractions, turning Bill Golden into a national celebrity almost overnight. But copycats quickly flooded the scene, and the shock factor faded. Still, the little red wagon changed drag racing forever by proving fans didn't just want speed, they wanted spectacle. 6. 1969 Camaro ZL1. The 1969 Camaro ZL1 wasn't built for ordinary buyers. It was a secret weapon hiding in plain sight. Chevrolet used a loophole ordering system called COPO, which let a handful of dealers request race-spec engines that weren't supposed to exist in regular showrooms. Under the hood sat an all-aluminum 427 big block, making the car brutally fast, but also insanely expensive for the time. Only 69 units were ever built, and most people didn't even realize what they were looking at when one rolled onto a lot. The real problem wasn't just performance, it was fear. Insurance companies saw cars like this and immediately raised rates into the stratosphere, making ownership almost impossible for the average driver. Some dealers reportedly struggled for months just to sell a single unit. But on the drag strip, the ZL1 was pure dominance, capable of humiliating far heavier, more famous muscle cars. Today, it's one of the most valuable and respected vintage American cars ever built. A hidden monster from an era when horsepower wars had no limits. 5. Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. The Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt wasn't just built to win races. It was built to destroy the competition so completely that Ford could prove it still ruled the drag strip. In 1964, Ford took a mid-size Fairlane, stripped it down to almost nothing, and shoved in a massive 427 engine that barely fit under the hood. Around 100 units were produced, and every one of them felt like a factory experiment that somehow escaped containment. At the track, the Thunderbolt hit hard and fast, leaving competitors stunned in its wake. But what made it truly unforgettable was how raw it felt. Drivers said it was like controlling a street-legal prototype rather than a finished car. The problem was this level of factory racing attention couldn't last. Rule changes and internal pressure forced Ford to quietly step back from these extreme builds. Within a short time, the Thunderbolt disappeared from active competition, leaving behind only legends, faded photos, and a reputation as one of the most aggressive classic American cars ever unleashed on a drag strip. 4. 1970 Plymouth Superbird Superstock. The Plymouth Superbird already looked like it came from another planet, but the Superstock drag versions pushed it even further into madness. Built during the final peak of the muscle car era, these cars took the wild aerodynamic body, massive rear wing, and stuffed it with race-tuned Hemi power designed for pure quarter-mile destruction. Only a handful were ever properly configured for drag duty, making them some of the rarest vintage drag racing machines ever seen on American strips. At full throttle, the Superbird didn't just feel fast, it felt unreal, like it was fighting the air itself just to stay grounded. Racers described the experience as unpredictable, especially at high speed where the aero design could turn brutal in the wrong conditions. But the real downfall wasn't performance, it was timing. The entire muscle car world was collapsing under insurance pressure and racing restrictions. Within just a short window, these drag-focused Superbirds disappeared from competition, leaving behind one of the most iconic silhouettes in classic American cars history, forever tied to the end of an era. 3. 1963 Corvette Grand Sport. The Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport wasn't supposed to exist, at least not officially. GM had publicly shut down its racing program, but inside the company, a small group of engineers kept pushing forward in secret. Building a lightweight, brutally fast version of the Corvette meant to take on the dominant Shelby Cobra. Only 5 cars were ever completed, making it one of the rarest vintage drag racing era machines in American history. What made the Grand Sport so intense wasn't just its speed, but its forbidden origin. These cars were essentially underground factory projects, built under the radar and tested away from official eyes. When they finally hit competition, they shocked everyone with their raw performance and aggressive setup. But GM executives quickly caught on and shut the entire program down before it could spread any further. The Grand Sport didn't disappear because it failed. It disappeared because it was too dangerous for corporate control. Today, it stands as one of the most mysterious, forgotten legends of U.S. cars. A ghost story from the peak of American racing rebellion. 2. Sox and Martin 1970 CUDA. When the Sox and Martin CUDA rolled into the staging lanes, it didn't need an introduction. Everyone already knew what was about to happen. This wasn't just another factory-backed drag car. It was a weapon in the hands of one of the most dominant teams in drag racing history. Painted in its unmistakable red, white, and blue, the CUDA became a rolling symbol of pure NHRA dominance during a brief but explosive peak. What made it terrifying wasn't just horsepower, it was consistency. While other cars struggled with breakdowns or tuning issues, the Sox and Martin machine just kept winning. That reliability turned it into a nightmare for competitors who already knew they were racing for second place. But even legends don't last forever. As regulations tightened and factory support started fading, the golden run couldn't continue. The team's dominance became a memory almost overnight, leaving behind one of the most respected names in vintage muscle cars history, and a car that still commands attention wherever it appears today. 1. 1970 Plymouth Hemi Super Stock Barracuda. The Hemi Super Stock Barracuda wasn't built for comfort, and it definitely wasn't built for mercy. This was Chrysler's final, most aggressive push into factory drag racing, a car engineered with one goal: destroy everything on the quarter mile before the rules could catch up. Only a small number were ever produced in full race trim, making it one of the rarest vintage drag racing machines of its time. When it launched, it didn't just move fast, it hit like a shockwave. Drivers described it as violent, unpredictable, and almost impossible to fully tame without experience. It wasn't a car you learned on. It was a car that demanded respect from the first second. And that intensity is exactly what made it so legendary on American drag strips. But its reign was painfully short. Rising insurance costs, tightening regulations, and the collapse of factory racing programs ended the era almost overnight. Within a single season window, cars like this went from track kings to forbidden relics. Today, it stands as one of the ultimate forgotten legends of U.S. cars, a final burst of horsepower before the golden age of drag racing disappeared. These machines didn't just race, they defined a short, explosive era when American horsepower had no limits. In just one season, they burned their names into drag racing history before rules, costs, and fear pulled the plug. What remained are legends, rare survivors, and stories still echoing today. And subscribe for watching more interesting content.